Well, hello and welcome. My name's Mandy. My channel's Mandy Sorts It Out. And just come on here to show you a shop and also just to show you what I just bought, literally just this moment. I went to pick up a Vinted parcel. I told you I found a top that I really liked and it's arrived and I really like it and it even smells lovely. You probably can't see because I couldn't see, I wasn't aware of it, but it's got a thread all through it, a silver thread, which really sparkles in the light. So what I think I'm going to do is wear that when I go overseas next month. I'm going to see my book club. I think I'll wear it there, and if I can do it, I'll wear it another time as well. Because I've got to catch up with people. In fact, I really need to sit down and organise all that when I'm going to see different people. I need to organise that and slot it all in. I haven't started yet, really. I've got my son. I know when I'm taking him out for a meal. Book club, I know when that's happening. I just need to organise other people and round it. But while I was in the shop picking that up, I just thought I really fancy something sweet. And I've got those blue ribboned bars I bought some time ago. I've got one pack of those still here. I've got the Bakewell tart. I haven't touched any of that. I've eaten the lemon meringue pie, but not the Bakewell tart. That's all still in one piece. But I didn't fancy any of those. And I've got the biscuits I've been making for a few days, but I didn't fancy those either. I'll explain about the biscuits in a minute. So I thought, I know I'll be quite good. I'll get a pack of Love Hearts, nice small little rolls of Love Hearts. That'll last me ages. I'll only eat one roll at a time because they're quite sweet, but it'll give me that touch of sweetness that I want. That's perfect. And when I handed it over at the till and went to pay with my phone, he said it's a £2 minimum for credit cards. And I had cash on me, but I had the envelope under my arm and the bag. I'd have to swing it round and get in it, and I just thought, sod it. So I went to see what chocolate I could find, and I thought, if I can't find anything I like, I'll pay cash. I'll wrestle with my bag and pay cash. But I found these. Now, I haven't had double deckers, I think, since I was 18. I used to absolutely adore them when I was 18, and they're low salt. So, yeah, I got a pack of these. How many's in there? 4. So I think that was £3.14 for both. And I realised walking home carrying those, I thought, I'm having a bit of a problem at the moment. I'm not really trying to lose weight. The idea is that I lose weight, but at the moment I just can't seem to make myself. I'm eating biscuits. I had some treats when I was visiting family because I got the meal deals that included a treat, and I had those. I've been eating lots of the where are they? The cough sweets because I've had a bit of a sore throat. So I've not been really doing great. Meals have been okay. Meals haven't been bad. And I've realised it's because I've now got into my winter clothes. I'm now wearing my winter coat and it's feeling really big on me because I haven't worn it since last winter, and obviously I've lost weight since then. And yeah, I think that's the thing. I'm not feeling like I need to lose weight, which is ridiculous. I'm a size 18. I need to lose weight. But I'm feeling thin at the minute. I'm going to go get weighed on Monday when the doctor's open, and that might give me a little bit of a jerk and make me start again properly. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So the actual plan was to do some MyFitnessPal recordings over the last couple of days. I didn't feel that great yesterday, so I didn't. And I haven't done it today either. So I do need to get myself sort of back on track, really. Not that the MyFitnessPal was to be for weight loss. The MyFitnessPal was to check on my salt levels because I'm never sure what my salt's doing, given that I'm trying to eat low salt, but some things I'm eating are higher salt than others. I'm never sure how it exactly works. I kind of wanted to have an idea of how much salt I'm eating in a day, given that I'm also eating fruit and I'm also eating vegetables and I'm also eating potatoes and pasta and other things that don't have salt in them. How is it working out by the end of the day? And I still want to do that, but yeah, I'm having a bit of a lazy time, I suppose. But the biscuits I was talking about earlier, I made some butter the other day and I didn't like using it on bread. Not at all. It looked like thick cream. It didn't look like butter. It wasn't yellow. It was very, very white. I was just, I didn't trust it. I didn't particularly like it in a sandwich. So I decided to make biscuits with it and looked up some recipes. I didn't have any flour at the time, so I looked up recipes for oats, and I saw one that added sugar and egg and oats together and then cook those. So that's what I did. I didn't weigh anything. I didn't know how much butter I had. I put the rest of my sugar in it, and I don't really know how much that was, but it looked about right. I put one egg in there, and then I added in oats until it felt like the mixture had enough oats in it. That was Friday. I did that, made some biscuits from it, and they were very nice. Saturday, I woke up and I really didn't feel great. I felt really off. Made a few more biscuits that day, which was really about the only thing I ate that day. And then today, I've made more biscuits from it, and then I've frozen the rest. They're very nice biscuits. They're very toffee, really, very sort of caramelized oats, really. So yeah, I've been eating a lot of sweet treats lately, and that's kind of got to stop. Anyway, I'll show you now. Here's a shop I did at Marks and Spencer's when I went to return my mum's top. Hello. I've done a little shop from M&S. I went there to return my mum's top, and I came over all emotional after that. But while I was there, I thought I'd do a little shop, and I'd seen on Sharon's video about M&S that you can get some deals there. This is Sharon from the Retirement Edit. And so I thought, well, I'm not sure if I can get everything, but I'll give it a go. Unfortunately, I'm not exactly sure how much some things cost, and I forgot that I could look them up. So I don't know if some of them were deals, but I bought this chicken, higher welfare chicken, Oakham Gold, chicken leg portions, 600 gram of chicken there. I like to put bones in casseroles. I don't really like putting skin in, so I will skin those, but I like to put bones in. I think it gives a bit more flavour. Those chicken portions were £1.50. Then I bought some pecan halves. I like to do what I call a snack plate, which is sort of cut up fruit and veg really, and usually with some pecans on it. And I went to make a snack plate today, and I had like half a pecan left, so I still had the snack plate. I did really miss the pecans. Pecans go very well with chopped apple. Really nice. Anyway, those were £2.40. My last bag was bought so long ago, I really haven't got a clue how much they cost now, not with the way prices shoot up. I got some unsalted butter, which was £2, and I think it's normally £1.99, isn't it? In the cheap shops. This was £2. I thought it's not too bad, it's only a penny difference. If they had an unsalted one that was 500 gram, those were £3.90, so that would have been better value, but they didn't have an unsalted, just salted. I've just thrown away half a bag of white flour because it was out of date and I didn't want to have weevils in my cupboard. So I thought I'll buy a small one. So that's a 500 gram bag of just plain white flour because I add the baking powder to it. I don't see the point in buying self-raising when I use so little flour, and I can make it at home. And that was 45 pence. The bread Cost 75 pence. So no 55p loaves for me, but I kind of knew that's what I was going to get before I went. It looks really nice, actually. I mean, I quite like the way that the one in Aldi and the one in Asda look as well, but that just feels really soft. Then I bought some mayo, reduced fat mayo, because I always check the salt, and 0.9 grams per 100 ml, which was less than the other one. I'm sure that the little version is less. Then, this was not on the shopping list. My shopping list was chicken, butter, nuts, mayo and bread. But as I was shopping, I thought I needed some flour because I was out, and I needed some sugar because I was out. Again, it's ages since I last bought sugar, so I couldn't think how much that would normally be. But this is not their cheaper sugar. They had much cheaper sugar if I just bought the normal granulated, but it wasn't fair trade. And I like to buy fair trade sugar, so that's 1 kilo of golden granulated fair trade sugar, £2.50. Yeah, it's more than I'd like to pay for sugar, really, but it will last quite a while, I think. Oh, it's night now, and it's a little bit chilly. Still haven't put the heating on. I'm trying to get to November. So I'm covered in a nice blanket, which is fleecy on one side, and that's keeping me warm. You've just seen that I bought some chicken eggs. So I made a casserole out of those chicken eggs, and got a picture of it. Yeah, it turned into a soup, just like the last casserole I made. And here's a picture of me wearing the top that I just bought, and here's a picture of me wearing the top that I bought just before that. I like them both. Along the theme of make, do and mend, I'm going to show you some things that I have repaired or fixed up, and I'm a little bit nervous about this because I have had some kickback to it before. I've had some rolled eyes and raised eyebrows. Well, I'm going to show you anyway. So, I've told you about putting shoelaces through the waistbands of jeans. I've got some photos. I've got a bodkin, which is the thing you thread to put the shoelace through the jeans. Makes it a little bit easier, although I've done ones before where I've just felt the shoelace and managed to get it through. My most recent thing was this hanging holder for a kitchen roll, because the kitchen roll was just standing on the kitchen worktop, and that did mean that occasionally it would pick up stains and things that I didn't mean to get on the kitchen roll. So this just keeps it out of the way. It means it doesn't fall over as well. I fixed my Hoover. The clip on my Hoover broke off. It's a little plastic bit that fell off, which meant that I couldn't actually close the Hoover. It's the bit you open to empty it, and it wouldn't close. And trying to hold it closed while I hoovered wasn't working, because sometimes you need to open doors or move things out of the way, and then all the dust would fall out onto the ground and I'd have to start all over again. So I fixed it with a bit of Velcro, which I glued on, and that works really well, actually. That's a fix that I'm really pleased of. And then my slippers were very, very padded when I bought them from Primark, and that padding did not last long. It went very skimpy very quickly, and the slippers were just coming off, and I was having to shuffle about in these slippers to keep them on. So I knitted a little cuff, and that worked really well, even though I thought I'd be using the cuff like a sock. I don't. I push my foot into the slipper, but the cuff just makes a bit of thickness to hold my foot, so that's worked really well. I fixed some of my shoes in that the elastic that held on the buckle was fraying and going very bad, so I kind of darned that. I put some interfacing inside the elastic, and I just stitched through it, so the interfacing was held into place, and I'm really hoping that lasts. These shoes cost me £70, and obviously I don't want to lose that money. But these shoes are also very supportive. They've got built-in support for my arches because I have flat feet, and I have supports, but I can't wear them in sandals. So these shoes work really well for me. I bought myself a second pair, that's a silver pair, but I thought if I can fix up the gold pair, which had got very discoloured, and the elastic, like I said, had got very bad, then that would be great because I'd have two pairs, and I'd have one pair that I would wear when I thought the weather might be bad or they might get damaged, so I could save the silver pair for best and just wear the gold pair more regularly. And I've still got some of the gold paint, the gold leather paint that I used to paint it up. I painted the shoe anew with gold leather paint, and I must admit I'm very pleased with how it came up. It's great to have two pairs of sandals and that are very supportive. And I thought a lot of people don't know really what the problem is with flat feet or what flat feet means. And it's basically your arches have collapsed. And I've made a little video to show you what that means in practice. So that's going to follow here.
Right, so I'm going to make myself create an arch in my feet. Let's pull these up a bit. I don't know if you can see, but leg bones above the ankles. This is actually quite painful. Anyway, let it go. Can you see how my ankles slump in together? And that affects my leg bones. My leg bones are not straight anymore. They're more of an angle from my ankles to my hips. Let me raise them up. That's how a healthy foot should be. And that's flat feet. I'm going to turn around and do the same. I'm trusting you can see it now because I can't see what you see. So that's a healthy foot with an arch, and that's when the arches drop. Healthy foot with an arch, and that's when the arches drop. Your feet are your foundation, so as you can imagine, if you've got wonky foundations, everything from there upwards gets wonky. So that's why flat feet can give you backache, because if the bones aren't supported properly in the feet and they twist when your arches collapse, and then that affects how the bones sit with your hip, and that affects your pelvis and how that sits, and that affects your spine, and whatever happens at one end of spine is reflected on the other end of the spine, so that can affect how your head sits on your neck. So flat feet can give you headaches, yeah, or any aches anywhere in between, shoulders, back, hips, pelvis, anything. It can be from flat feet, so it's quite important to be supported.
Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Bye.